Hi, it's Bill Cohen for Straight Circle Martial Arts, and this is getting to the position to use your joint locks in the best way. You know, you learn how to lock, but most of the time people can't apply them. They can't put them on. They have no idea why they can't. And let me show you what I screwed up so that you can fix that to get to a better position. So here's the levels of me screwing up. When I first started this, people would grab, and then you're taught to do things like this so you could put the lock on. And that's great until he decides he's going to punch me in the mouth. And you know, at some point you struggle with it. You're like, well, if I can beat him here, or I can do this. And then you realize you can't beat him there. He's going to mess you up if you don't get out of the way. So the next level of screw up was, okay, you need to move with this. Okay, fine. So what happened is he'd grab, and then I go to move, but when I went to move, I would try and put the joint lock on, but he's in a position of strength. So if you see here, he's tense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and escape, and I'm going to try and put the joint lock on him, but what's happening is I'm fighting against his tension, and what it does is it actually stops me. It's almost like if we went like this, and we pushed against each other and had nowhere to go. So when I do this, if I go to do a move on, or I go to put a move on and he's being tense, it's almost like it inhibits me from moving properly. What took me the longest to learn was your feet have to move, and you have to relax your arm to get to the position first. Because what you want out of this joint lock is not trying to crank a joint lock on him right away. You want him to be in a position of weakness first. So let me show you something neat on this. So if I go like this, and he tenses up and I fight against it, see how it sticks me. But if I totally relax this hand and just move and stick it to my body, there's no way for him to hold on very nicely. So if I go like this, and what I do is like I could push this way, but watch, I'm just going to let go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just walk and move my hand. I'm going to walk, and I'm just going to do this. And it doesn't matter, it could be down. And people struggle with the down because what they do is they go like this and they try to push and walk through the guy. Why? If I leave my hand there and I walk into my hand, I'm going to over-exaggerate this. I'm going to walk into my hand. Now, if he's strong, I'm not using my hand to move him, I'm using my legs. If I walk into this and I use my legs, I'm using my whole body against this and he can't hold it. Now, here's the game. Once I get him here, do you see his arm bend? Once the arm bends, now he's in a position of weakness. Now I want to move. So if I move like this, I'm here. He's really strong, right? I'm going to move. I'm going to get to here. Now as I walk, you see how his structure changes? Right now, he's in a position of weakness. If I want to turn this now, I can turn it because I put him into a structure that wasn't good for him. If he's sitting here like this strong, he can fight me. Once I get him tipped and something's twisted, he can't fight as good. So where people make mistakes with this is they try to put this on too fast, and then they run into structure, and then he punches me in the head. What I'm recommending is don't fight it. Try and just move. See how I keep this, see how I keep, I'm going to put this right to my body. I'm going to come in, and I'm just going to step. And by me not fighting him, it allows me to get to his side where he's not going to punch me. But if you also notice, I made this step. Now watch me make the turn and watch what his arm does. See that turn? Right there. And that's when this applies. So when you're doing this, I would say the best way to learn this at first is let people grab you and see where you can move without doing anything. Your first thought should be, okay, I don't want to get punched. How do I get off this line and not get hit? Once you understand that, then you start adding all the little rolls, all these little rolls and things that you should have learned in martial art anyways, and you add those after he's in the position of weakness. So I stepped. You see his arm go to a position of weakness. I'm going to turn. Now I can come into something because I've wrecked his structure. So practice escaping first, then practice escaping, and don't put the joint lock on yet. Practice escape and see if you can turn him. See if when you move, you can turn him and move him into a position first. Always try and move him, and then you can add the joint lock last. That's the 3 steps. Step 1 is just escape. Step 2 is escape and position him. Step 3 is escape, position, add the lock in. If you do that, your joint locks will get much better. You'll find you'll have much better use of them. Plus, you won't get punched in the face, which is a bonus. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and leave comments. It helps the channel grow.